G'day guys, how's it going? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Sean. If you're new here and you're wondering what I do tech reviews, unboxings and tutorials. Today I'm going to be talking about why I switched from Intel to AMD. So if you want to make sure that you don't miss out on any other future videos of mine, hit the subscribe button down below. Okay, so where this story begins is that I was having some issues with my Intel rig. The 7700K that I had was constantly overheating even after I upgraded my case and my CPU cooler to a bigger all-in-one water cooler with a 240mm rad, and I couldn't also get Intel QuickSync to work. It was just giving me a lot of grief. I couldn't get to the desktop. It was just a great chip for gaming and for video editing, but there was just two things that were kind of bothering me about it. And also the Z270i motherboard that I had from Asus didn't have a USB 2 header, so I couldn't get things like Aura Sync with the cooler, with the lighting effects to all work in conjunction. I had to throw a router cable out the back of the motherboard into the actual USB port to get it to work. So long story short is that because of the Black Friday deals, I decided to put up the 7700 and the motherboard on sale for about $400 on Facebook, not knowing how much interest I would get for that. So within about half an hour I actually sold both of those to someone over in Adelaide and posted it over the next day. So with that money, that $400 or so that I use, I actually purchased the Ryzen 5 CPU. It's the Ryzen, where are we? Ryzen 5 2600, 6 cores, 12 threads, 3.9 GHz max boost, 3.4 GHz based, which is a great deal. I picked this up on eBay. I think it come down to roughly like $212 or something like that, which is I think just a bargain. It was about 20% off. And the motherboard was the Asus X370i ITX motherboard from Asus, not the 4 series chipset, the 3 series. So that came down to, I believe, about 170. So 212 plus 170 equals about 380 or so. So I actually saved a little bit of money on doing the switch from Intel to AMD. And I guess the point of the switch was that obviously I won't have all these issues because I'm getting a brand new CPU, but I get 4 extra processing cores. So it's a 6-core 12 thread compared to the Intel 7700, which was a 4-core and 8 thread. And I'm hoping that when I'm doing streaming alongside gaming at the same time, that I won't lose any frames, and I'll be hopefully able to encode and render my games at a high quality. So I'm hoping to be able to output a 1080p 60 frames a second, or at least 720p 60 frames a second image to Twitch or YouTube without any, I guess, performance or quality loss. So if you're someone who does maybe a little bit more video editing than gaming, then this actually still does apply to you, as this CPU is going to give you a lot more, or a lot of the Ryzen CPUs are going to give you more processing cores than even the latest Intel CPUs. But if you've maybe got an Intel quad core and you're looking for something to step up to, maybe making the switch to AMD is the right move, as it's going to really reduce your export times from Adobe Premiere, if that's something that you're interested in. I'm also going to be doing a follow-up video to this one, showing you the export times that I achieved with this CPU. So being that I record everything in 4K, I'm really hoping that it's going to reduce those export times quite dramatically. Alright guys, so that's it for this one. If you did enjoy this video, then make sure you give me a thumbs up. If you didn't like it, leave me a thumbs down. If you have any questions about the CPU that I picked up from AMD, maybe leave those down in the comments as well, and I'll see you in the next video. Cheers.